Hello everyone. Have you ever wondered why the same workplace that provides a livelihood can also become a source of disease, disability, and even death? Every occupation exposes workers to certain health risks, but most of these hazards can be prevented through proper planning, workplace safety, and occupational health services. In this video, let us understand the concept of occupational health, ergonomics, workplace hazards, occupational diseases, and their prevention in a simple and systematic way. Occupational health is the branch of public health concerned with the promotion and maintenance of the highest degree of physical, mental, and social well-being of workers in all occupations. According to the joint definition of the International Labour Organization and the World Health Organization, it aims to prevent diseases caused by working conditions, protect workers from occupational hazards, place workers in jobs suited to their physical and mental capacities, and adapt work to the worker as well as the worker to the job. The major aims of occupational health are to promote and maintain the health of workers, prevent diseases caused by working conditions, protect workers from hazards present in the workplace, place workers in jobs suited to their abilities, and adapt work to the worker while also adapting the worker to the job. These principles help improve both worker well-being and industrial productivity. An important concept closely related to occupational health is ergonomics. Ergonomics is the scientific study of fitting the job to the worker rather than forcing the worker to fit the job. It involves designing workplaces, equipment, tools, machines, and work methods according to human anatomical, physiological, and psychological characteristics. The objectives of ergonomics are to reduce fatigue, prevent musculoskeletal disorders, improve comfort, enhance efficiency, increase productivity, and ensure worker safety. Workers are exposed to different types of occupational hazards depending on the nature of their work. These hazards are broadly classified as physical hazards, chemical hazards, biological hazards, ergonomic hazards, psychosocial hazards, and mechanical or accident hazards. Each type of hazard affects workers differently and requires specific preventive measures. Let us first understand physical hazards. These include heat, cold, noise, vibration, radiation, poor illumination, electricity, and abnormal atmospheric pressure. Physical hazards are among the commonest causes of occupational illness and reduced work efficiency. Heat is one of the most important occupational hazards. Heat stress occurs when the body is unable to maintain normal body temperature because heat production exceeds heat loss. The important risk factors can be remembered by the mnemonic S. S stands for stroke, heat stroke. H stands for hyperpyrexia, heat hyperpyrexia. E stands for exhaustion, heat exhaustion. C stands for cramps, heat cramps. The final S stands for syncope, heat syncope. Cold is another important physical hazard. Exposure to extremely low temperatures causes excessive loss of body heat. Workers may initially experience numbness, discomfort, and reduced work efficiency. Severe exposure can lead to hypothermia, where body temperature falls below normal, and frostbite causing tissue damage to fingers, toes, ears, and the nose. Appropriate clothing and limiting exposure are the key preventive measures. Adequate illumination is essential for safe and efficient work. Poor lighting results in eye strain, headaches, fatigue, poor concentration, reduced productivity, and an increased risk of accident. Excessive glare can also interfere with vision. Therefore, lighting should always be appropriate for the type of work being performed. Noise is one of the commonest occupational hazards. Prolonged exposure to excessive noise damages the sensory hair cells of the inner ear, leading to irreversible noise-induced hearing loss. Noise also interferes with communication, reduces concentration, increases stress levels, and contributes to workplace accidents. Engineering controls and hearing protection devices play an important role in prevention. Vibration affects workers operating heavy machinery and vibrating tools. Whole body vibration commonly affects vehicle operators, while hand-arm vibration affects workers using drills and jackhammers. Long-term exposure may produce numbness, poor circulation, joint disorders, back pain, and hand-arm vibration syndrome. Radiation hazards include ionizing and non-ionizing radiation. Ionizing radiation such as X-rays and gamma rays can damage cells, produce cancers, and cause genetic effects. Non-ionizing radiation includes ultraviolet rays, infrared radiation, lasers, and microwaves, which mainly affect the eyes and skin. Radiation exposure is minimized by reducing exposure time, increasing distance, and using appropriate shielding. Chemical hazards occur when workers are exposed to harmful substances in the form of dust, fumes, gases, vapors, solvents, pesticides, acids, alkalis, and heavy metals. These chemicals may enter the body through inhalation, ingestion, skin absorption, or injection and affect multiple organ systems. Dust is one of the most important chemical hazards. Inorganic dust includes silica, coal, asbestos, and iron dust, while organic dust includes cotton dust, bagasse, grain dust, and wood dust. Long-term inhalation produces chronic lung diseases known as pneumoconiosis. Different occupational dusts produce different diseases. Silica dust causes silicosis. Asbestos fibers produce asbestosis and increase the risk of mesothelioma. Coal dust causes coal workers pneumoconiosis. Cotton dust produces bicinnosis. Sugarcane bagasse causes bagassosis. These diseases are largely irreversible but are preventable through proper dust control measures. Heavy metals and industrial chemicals also produce characteristic occupational diseases. Lead poisoning affects the nervous system, kidneys, and blood-forming organs. Mercury damages the central nervous system. Carbon monoxide reduces oxygen carrying capacity by forming carboxyhemoglobin. Pesticides may produce acute poisoning as well as chronic neurological disorders. Biological hazards result from exposure to bacteria, viruses, fungi, parasites, and infected animals. Healthcare workers are at risk of tuberculosis, hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and human immunodeficiency virus infection. Farmers and veterinarians may acquire zoonotic diseases such as anthrax, brucellosis, leptospirosis, and rabies. Vaccination, infection control measures, and personal protective equipment help reduce these risks. Psychosocial hazards are increasingly important in today's workplaces. Long working hours, excessive workload, shift work, job insecurity, workplace harassment, bullying, violence, poor organizational support, and lack of work-life balance contribute to stress, anxiety, depression, burnout, hypertension, sleep disturbances, and poor job performance. Mechanical or accident hazards are among the leading causes of occupational injuries. These hazards arise from moving machinery, defective equipment, unguarded machines, sharp tools, falling objects, slippery floors, fire, explosions, and electrical accidents. Workers may sustain cuts, fractures, burns, crush injuries, amputations, eye injuries, electrocution, and even death. Most occupational accidents are preventable through machine guarding, regular maintenance, worker training, good housekeeping, and strict adherence to safety regulations. Ergonomic hazards develop when the workplace is poorly designed. Occupational diseases are classified according to the type of hazard responsible. Diseases caused by physical agents include heat stroke, hypothermia, decompression sickness, radiation injuries, and noise-induced hearing loss. Diseases caused by chemical agents include lead poisoning, mercury poisoning, pesticide poisoning, and pneumoconiosis. Diseases caused by biological agents include tuberculosis, hepatitis B, anthrax, brucellosis, and leptospirosis. Occupational skin diseases include dermatitis, eczema, and contact dermatitis. Occupational respiratory diseases include silicosis, asbestosis, bicinnosis, bagassosis, occupational asthma, and coal workers' pneumoconiosis. Occupational cancers result from exposure to asbestos, benzene, arsenic, chromium, nickel, and ionizing radiation. Musculoskeletal disorders include low back pain, tendinitis, repetitive strain injury, cervical spondylosis, and carpal tunnel syndrome. Mental and behavioral disorders resulting from chronic occupational stress are also increasingly recognized. The prevention of occupational diseases follows the hierarchy of hazard control. The first and most effective step is elimination, where the hazard is completely removed from the workplace. If elimination is not possible, substitution is carried out by replacing the hazardous material or process with a safer alternative. The next level is engineering controls, which include enclosure of hazardous processes, machine guarding, automation, local exhaust ventilation, noise reduction, and improved workplace design. Administrative controls are then implemented through worker education, job rotation, limiting exposure time, maintenance of equipment, safe work practices, warning signs, health surveillance, and enforcement of occupational safety regulations.
The final level is personal protective equipment, including helmets, gloves, respirators, masks, goggles, face shields, earplugs, earmuffs, safety shoes, and protective clothing. Personal protective equipment is considered the last line of defense and should always be used along with other preventive measures rather than as the only method of protection. To summarize, occupational health is an essential branch of public health that protects the physical, mental, and social well-being of workers. Understanding ergonomics, identifying different workplace hazards, recognizing occupational diseases, and implementing the hierarchy of hazard control are essential for creating safe and healthy workplaces.
A coordinated effort by employers, workers, healthcare professionals, and governments ensures that every workplace promotes health, safety, dignity, and productivity. If this helped you understand occupational health more clearly, please like, subscribe for more easy to understand public health and epidemiology videos, and leave a comment telling me which topic you would like me to explain next. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.